DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat. Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another amazing episode of the MIXINVIXENS. And we have Leilani is back with us today. Hi, girl.
What? Where?
And help us welcome our other co-hosts. We've got RinVapes. Hi, Rin.
Konnichiwa.
We've got Jennifer Jarvis.
Hello.
And we have the E-Juice-Fairy, Jennifer Winstead.
Hey guys,
How you guys doing?
I'm doing good. It's been a little bit of a long day, but it's always good when the sun starts shining late in the afternoon. It's only been between 74 and 78 degrees, so we're not burning up, but it's very pretty outside today.
Nice.
How was everybody else's weather? Anybody burning up out there? I hear that Texas is like 110.
I'm from Texas, so it's all right over here. It's humid. So I put like 12 coats of hairspray and a sealant on my face.
Feeling.
A sealant.
You gotta do what you gotta do to keep all that beautiful from melting.
That's right. All that beautiful makeup from melting.
I just did the curl thing today. I actually did something with my hair. I used a diffuser.
Ooh, very nice.
It's cute.
Emily's got all that makeup. What's going on, Emily? You looking sexified today?
Yes, she does.
Thank you. I just want to look pretty.
Oh, you're pretty. We love you.
You're always pretty. Stop.
Oh,
Just
stop.
stop it.
So, what has what's everyone been vaping? Anyone got some new equipment or some cool mixes that they want to talk about they've been messing around with?
Actually, I do have new equipment. I've been testing on this. I love my minikin too.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this Samoan Battlestar. I needed a vape. I needed a device that if I broke it wouldn't hurt my feelings and make me cry. So I bought this Battlestar for like $35. So it was pretty inexpensive. It has almost the same feel as my minikin. The button placement is a little different. I'm very particular about my button placement, so it's a little further down, but it's really it's pretty cool. I can adapt to this. I can use it. I like it. I kind of like it.
It looks interesting. It looks like shaped, kind of like
that.
the Rouleau 2-3 or whatever with the two batteries in it. So it's kind of
it's got the two battery thingy on it. So I mean, it's pretty cool. I can do that. I can dig it.
Nice.
It's not my minikin too, but I mean, it's cool when I'm gonna be
kind of a beater, just to throw around and just kind of
$35 is not bad for this thing. It doesn't drain my batteries too fast. It seems to have good software. I mean, I'm fairly happy with it.
Nice.
I still look at it like, oh well, you're not my favorite, but it's okay. It's outside.
It's like a travel mod or outside mod.
You go to the bar and you're drinking, sometimes
that's the one you take.
Yep.
You know
what I mean? And mods get lost, or you forget where you put them. But you don't put stuff out there, do you?
Yeah.
I just break stuff constantly.
I do too. I always need a backup for the backup, and this is the backup for the backup that has been in my hand for like 2 weeks now.
Nice.
On and off. What in the heck is that thing you're sucking on?
I was hoping someone would point that out.
What is that?
Ignorant.
What does it look
That
like?
is a giant drip
Never
tip.
mind, don't answer that. Let's.
We're talking about equipment, and that thing looks a little bit interesting. It's got all those nubs on it.
It looks a lot interesting. Who you kidding?
That was it was my design, and my hubby turned it for me.
Oh,
That's
okay.
cool.
It's a giant drip tip.
Holy
It's
crap.
awesome.
Yeah, you could turn up the heat with that and then still not feel it too hot.
Oh yeah, it's a lot cooler on this long of a drip tip, but it still tastes good. So
That's what she said.
I would have to have a stick mod or something that would be flush with that thing. That would look really dangerous. You know that. I'm staring at my screen over here going, good
yeah, it's not my daily use one. This one I'm using for the show, but this is my daily use one. It's a little bit shorter.
Okay,
Oh, that's cute.
The other one looks like it should come with batteries.
Did your husband turn that one too?
Yep, and he did this one too. I do have a purple
like
one
that
as well that's just straight, but I kind of because I don't like put my whole mouth over my drip tip.
You know what?
Jen, you need to stop. You need to stop. Think about it for a second. Wait a minute.
On 510s, on 510s, you have the vase shaped ones where you kind of have to lip it and you have to like get it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've licked a few myself. I don't lip it either. I kind of side, you know.
Yeah, I don't even put it in my mouth. I just kind of put it to my lip. So I like having the nice rounded edge. So it's not like shoving straight in my face.
You've got me looking at my drip tip thinking, maybe I need a rounded edge.
It's nice. And he did the same shape on the top of this one too. But I kind of like how my lip kind of sits on the first ledge. It fits nice.
That looks like it should come with AA batteries.
It would probably be quite enjoyable.
Emily's like, okay, guys, so let's talk about the mixes.
We've completely gotten sidetracked. We're lost.
We went left. We went so left. We can't even
I
go
look
right
at Rin
again.
over there. She's actually holding her mouth like tight. Won't say anything.
Well, so as you guys can see, there's a picture in the corner. So we did make a mix. Maybe we should start talking about that.
We should talk
Who would
about
like to go first? Maybe we should let Leilani go first since she's our guest this week.
Okay. Okay. Hold on, let me
Or is it
prepare
more like
myself.
we're forcing you?
Friction!
first?
Hey, I know what happened this week, why we're on fire like this. We really haven't talked a lot. A lot of times during the week, we will chit chat a lot in the Discord, and we haven't. So this is probably the first time we've all been in here chit chatting with each other, and we got to pick on each other because we haven't done it all week.
That's true.
Yep, that makes sense.
Is my recipe up?
Not yet.
My gloriousness? That is my recipe.
Yep, it's up now.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. What do you want me to say? Oh, wait. Hold on. I wrote an epic, summary at the bottom. Let me read it.
There you go.
Okay. I prepared myself. It's been a long time, ladies. It's been a long time. Okay.
Hey, did you see
Sweet.
that Emily put you down like M&M?
It's like reading Rainbow. Hold on. Read with me. I don't have my visor, but let's go. Let's do this. A sweet and tart cherry, pear, and apple strudel, hence the name A Perry Morning. You like that? Clever.
Yeah.
Okay. These fruits have been coated with rich, warm cinnamon and powdered sugar, then baked inside a toasted, buttery pastry. Enjoy. Okay. So, yeah.
Nice.
I tried.
Good summer.
Cherries are hard. Cherries are real hard, but I found some that are good. So the ones that I chose was cherry extract and amarena. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Amarena cherry. They combine to make a sweet tart and lightly blossom-esque pie filling style cherry right up front. I was gonna use cherry filling Flavora, but there's something a little bit off. It's
Tastes like
very
paste.
floral to me. What is it, Jen? Tell me the words.
paste. It tastes like Elmer's paste. The stuff
Okay,
in the tub
okay.
with the orange cap. That's
Yeah.
what it tastes like to me. It smells like that.
I don't know what it was, but there was some, it's like, it's jammy, it's warm, but there's like an off note. And I only tested
plastic. Blah.
Yeah. And I only tested it at like 0.75%. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to use this lower, but I don't think so because the cherry note was really strong. Then I was searching around for cherries, and what's really cool is Amarena cherry tastes kind of like if cherry filling and TPA cherry extract had a baby, but they didn't have the funky like off note that cherry filling has. It's not authentic, like fresh out the farm pick cherry, but it's that nice cherry extract that's close enough, and it's nice and tart. So yeah, so let's carry on. We'll talk about that later. What did I do? Okay, so followed by a flavorful and juicy bright cooked pear apple flavor. I used ripe pear, Wonder Flavors, and Shisha Apple Inawera. Combined, those make a nice like pear. What I was going for was this. You didn't hear that. This is a Korean pear, or it's called bae, like bae. So I was going for like a apple pear because this tastes like pear and apple had nookie. So that's what I was going for. Based on the picture, those big green-ish melons in the background of the photo, I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. Okay, I'm gonna keep pressing on. All right, so then I added powdered. I'm trying to hurry here. It's been a while. Don't rush.
Take a breath.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you don't have to rush. We're not.
Rush. We have plenty of time.
Okay, let me get glamorous again. Okay. So then I combined those two together because I really like the ripe pear Wonder Flavors. There's actually, unlike all the other pears that I've tested, this one actually has weight. It has body. It's thick. And I was thinking that I had to add like a cream or a custard to it, to my recipe to kind of round everything out. But that Wonder Flavors pear is so nice, ripe, and thick that I didn't need to add that. So that was good. And then the Shisha apple is like a nice, juicy, kind of watery apple that helps enhance the base notes, which we'll talk about next. And then because pear and the apple and the cherries have an inherent like tartness to it, I had to balance that out with just a touch of powdered sugar. I didn't do meringue because meringue muted it. I didn't do frosting flavor, even though it was tasty. It kind of just muddled everything together. But powdered sugar added that nice confectionery, sugary, kind of like crunchy note that I was looking for. So that kind of balanced everything out. And then the rich cinnamon also helped toast everything up for the base. So at the base, I use apple pie, which is really nice because it's buttery and it has a hint of apple. And then I combined almond cookie and croissant because I love buttery breads. All y'all know who listen to me, I love butter. So I added almond cookie because almond adds a layer of like complexity, and the croissant kind of boosts everything up with the cookie type flavor and the pie flavor. And that's the end. Okay, I'm done.
That looks really good. I like that you use Wonder Flavors almond cookie because it's one of those like underrated flavors that you don't see hardly ever, but it's so good.
It's such a good flavor. I tested it at 3% and it was a nice like almond-esque, like almond extract cookie. And it has a good like dry bakery that's pronounced. And it's warm and a hint of butter. So that kind of marries into the apple pie because the apple pie is good, but it starts to get kind of lost in everything. It needs support. It needs it needs backup. So that's what those two did.
You know, looking at your recipe and thinking about my own, it just came to mind a flavor that I'd completely forgotten until now that I think would have worked in both of ours.
What?
That I know we both like is Health Cabin's egg roll.
Oh, you know what?
Right?
I was thinking about, I was like, I don't want to be too Asian. So
I didn't think about it until right now. I'm like, that would have been perfect for this.
I know.
And so if none of you have had, I don't know if any of you have had Health Cabin egg roll.
It's so good.
It's not like you think of like a Chinese egg roll with like wonton or whatever is in like vegetables and stuff. It's like a pastry dough with like powdered sugar on it and a little bit of cinnamon, and it's just, you can almost like taste how crispy it is. It's so good. But anyway,
it is very, very good. It's like one of those, like, what do you call them? Perillis? Those little roll cookies that you get in the jars.
Oh yeah, what are those called? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm sure.
Oh, I forget.
Pirouettes.
Yes.
That's the one. Pirouettes.
It's like a ballet dance. Pirouette. You do it.
Yeah, okay. So I'm thrilled that you found a good cherry flavor. Like, I really want to try this Amarena cherry.
It's really, really nice. I was surprised because the only cherry flavor that people really, or cherries that people hyped up was cherries in Awera and then TPA cherry extract. And I tried the cherries in Awera. However, it was just too, I'm very sensitive to floral, and it's very floral-esque to me, even at a low percentage. I don't even remember.
Me too. I never got the hype because it just still was just floral and like I'm a green, you know, like it was just.
And
I always blended it with Flavor Arts Black Cherry. The two of them together at like 0.25 each was enough cherry for me, maybe with a little bit of marzipan thrown in. And it would give it a cherry kind of flavor, but it's not an easy flavor to work with.
Yeah, see, I always use marzipan whenever I want a cherry.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'll be right back. There's an eco emergency with my dogs, but I'll come back.
Okay. We'll move on to someone else's recipe.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
You want to put my recipe up? Because I don't even have my recipe open.
I was prepared this time. I have mine open for when it's my turn.
There we go. Yeah, I'm not very creative with my naming. It's apple pastry with what bits.
Nice. Hey, whatever works, you know?
Whatever works. I know we were kind of tossing around cranberry as the possible red color in there. I decided to go with rhubarb and strawberry instead. I did 2 versions of this recipe first, and this is actually kind of a blending of both of those recipes in the end. I did a 3rd recipe, and I think it came out pretty well after about a 5-day steep. I gave it to my daughter to test, and she's actually off vaping it now. So I don't even have it on me to vape, but it was really good. I was kind of surprised at using pastry zest because Flavora's pastry zest tastes really weird to me, but on its own, combining it with One-on-One's pie crust, that seems to be the only pie crust that I can tolerate the taste of without it tasting like cheese. Because TFA's pie crust definitely tastes like cheese to me.
TFA's tastes like cheese to you?
Yes.
Oh, weird. Like I've heard a lot of things and a lot of off notes, but cheese is the first.
It's like a funky cheese flavor to it, and I don't like it, and I can smell it every time I smell it, that flavor in anything, and so I just don't use it. I know other people like it, but I think One-on-One between the pair of them is the better version of pie crust. So the pastry zest and the pie crust together make the outside. I was testing out Perillam's country apple because I had ordered a big bottle of that to try out. And it reminds me of one of the Yankee Candle Macintosh aromas. And it tastes good too, but it's that Macintosh kind of apple. And so I combined a little bit of Flavor's apple filling just to kind of cook that a little bit and give it just a touch of cinnamon. And then Decadent Vapors Rhubarb Cuddle. I used that one instead of the regular rhubarb because I wanted a hint of creaminess to it, but not like it's covered in custard. But that rhubarb is about the same as the regular rhubarb, just with a bit of a cream note to it. So I used 2% of that and then just combined it with the strawberries. And the Perlum Sweet Strawberry, I was kind of surprised, wasn't bad. Like it's a nice kind of almost candied strawberry. So it added that jammy strawberry note to the Flavor Art Red Touch. And I just went kind of straight and simple. If you want to add a little bit of sweetener to it, you can add some. I personally didn't think it needed any with the sweetness of the strawberry.
So I'm going to ask, because I know a lot of people probably haven't had any experience with the rhubarb or the rhubarb cuddle. What with Decadent Vapors? What kind of rhubarb is that?
It has. Where did I put it? So I can sniff it here. It has like the rhubarb is almost a candied rhubarb. Like it's not like the vegetal rhubarb from Flavora or Inawora's kind of floral rhubarb. I don't understand that flavor. Like nothing works with that. It's not even something I can use. It's so gross. This one actually has that almost sugar soaked rhubarb flavor, and it's cooked. So it's not like a raw rhubarb.
Nice.
And with the cream, their custards, it's kind of like their vanilla custard mixed with their rhubarb is what I would say it is for a flavor, but it works really well unless you have the two separate ones and then use rhubarb and a little bit of custard.
Nice. So there might actually be a rhubarb that's worth making mixes with.
Yeah, I would definitely say pick up Decadent Vapors plain rhubarb and the rhubarb cuddle. They were both really good. The other option I almost used, but I didn't, was Cupcake World's rhubarb. I got that one as Chef's Choice rhubarb. It's nice. It's not quite as cooked or quite as candy-ish. It's got a little more vegetal to it.
Oh,
so if you're adding it with strawberry, you're going to get a little bit more of a fresh rhubarb taste to it.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I like how you added a bit of strawberry in there too.
For me, strawberry and rhubarb just kind of have to go together.
You're right, they do. Like
the profiles to me just marry so well that they blend, and it gives you that little bit of tartness from the rhubarb and the sweetness from the strawberry, and it balances it out. And then with the apple, it just added that nice spicy cinnamon cooked apple note.
Yes, I love the combo of country apple with apple filling. That is such a good combo. And if I didn't go so like flavor minimalist on my recipe, I would have used apple filling with mine because it's just good. And yeah, you need a little bit of that cinnamon.
It was a toss up between rich cinnamon and apple filling, and I decided I wanted a little more cooked note to it because the Perlum is that is such a fresh apple kind of taste. But
Yeah.
with the apple filling, it kind of cooks it down a little bit, so it's a little bit more like a not fully cooked Macintosh.
Yeah.
So it's still a little crunch to it.
I'm going to definitely have to try this. This looks really good. Of course, any excuse to use pastry zest, I'm all over it. Because, again, that's one of those flavors that is really good. You just don't see very often. So.
Another addition to this that you could do would be smooth vanilla. Just like 1 or 2 drops, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it would just add a little sweetness.
Everyone really loves that flavor, and it's a good flavor, but it's just, I don't like the brighter, like the fruitier type vanillas, like Tahitian vanilla and stuff. But, cool. But thank you for sharing that. So it looks great. Anyone else have any questions?
Nope. I think that looks really good, actually. I don't have like 3 of those flavors, but when I do decide to start ordering wild side flavors, I'll try to order some of these, especially that rhubarb. That really piqued my interest.
Yeah, the Decadent Vapors rhubarb cuddle definitely has a nice soft rhubarb. It's not like that, like cage fight Inawera rhubarb.
Yeah.
Like it's been battered and bruised, beaten and taken to a back alley. That type of rhubarb. It's a nice rhubarb.
Beaten in a back alley rhubarb.
That's what that type of rhubarb. It's straight rhubarb. It's hard. That Inawera rhubarb is hardcore rhubarb. Like it would smack you in the face and then laugh about it and tell you to get up, and then he'd do it again. Type of rhubarb. But it has its place. It's a rough rhubarb, girl. But the rhubarb.
I totally know what you mean, though.
That thing is aggressive. But you know what? One of the first recipes I tried when I started mixing was a rhubarb strawberry something or other. And it had Inawera rhubarb. I liked it, but only because it was paired with something else. With Jen's recipe, I liked the fact that she added apple filling, flavorva, because I tried the apple filling and it's a nice, was it apple pop?
Apple pop is caramelly.
Yeah.
Like caramel apple. And the apple filling is the like McDonald's apple pie filling.
That I'm missing that I need it.
It's good. Unfortunately, I can't actually vape it for very long or it makes me wheezy.
Does it have... Is there like
cinnamon does it to me too? No, it's the cinnamon. It's their bakery cinnamon taste, the molecule or something.
Cinnamon is rich cinnamon, but it's just a good blend of. It's really good. You should try it.
It looks really good, Jen. I like it.
I've been trying to go with less flavoring because I'm trying to make it easier for folks out there if they want to mix it and they don't want to have to order a ton of flavors. I don't want to put up a 10, 15 flavor recipe. I could have added more to this. I could have added some powdered sugar. I probably could have added even like Capella's cinnamon and sugar to it. I don't know. I could have gone a little bit more crazy, but I didn't. I just tried to keep it simple. This is just like
try to keep it simple this time around too.
Yeah, if you were just biting into this little pastry, that's what you would taste to me.
Nice.
Perfect. But still, you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7, yeah.
I gotta point that out.
I try to keep it under 10.
I have to point it out.
Are you pointing it out because you went significantly lower this week than you normally do, Jen?
Yes.
Right. She just wants to make herself feel better.
Your recipe then, why don't we?
Yeah, Jen can go next.
Sure. We'll do that. Mine is very simple. I went straight apple. Fritter, pie, surprise. I didn't know what to call it. So my title is also very simple. Apple surprise pie? Maybe. I should have put a question mark at the end. So
it kind of implies it.
Yeah, I know. I still should have done question mark, and then a happy face, because it's still good. It's not quite a pie. It's not thick enough to be like a pie. It's not thick, but I'll go ahead and say too, apple is not my friend. I vaped a lot of apple back in the day, and I vaped myself out of it. So that's one of those flavors that it's not on my. It's in a sometimes reminiscent type of list for me, but it's not my favorite thing to make. However, this is really good. I have it in my squat because, I didn't want to commit. So I didn't fill it that much. It's like all the way down to the bottom, but I made myself do at least 5 mils of it. So I did the apple filling from Flora. I did it at 1.5. I know that's kind of high, but it's my cinnamon. It's my cinnamon. It's as strong of a cinnamon as I like it. It's nice and strong and jammy, and it's a strong cinnamon.
It's syrupy and gooey.
Yeah, and it gets sweeter with time. So, and I just, an apple pie is not an apple pie unless it has that tad bit of cinnamon. And I don't like Capella's cinnamon Danish swirl, and I used to love Flavor West, but I haven't used that in a while. Excuse me. And TFA is okay. And rich cinnamon is just difficult for me to put in numbers. I use it, but since I use toothpick drops of it, for me to put it out on a recipe, it's difficult for me because the percentage is usually so low that it doesn't work. But the apple filling does my cinnamon well, no matter what the application is for me. Because I find the apple to be kind of subdued. I don't find it to be an in-your-face apple in it, but it's got enough apple sweetness to it you can mask it with other fruits if I was making something else. However, I didn't have to because I am making an apple. I used TFA apple pie because I wanted to have apple pie in there somehow. And I really do like TPA apple pie, and I did use it a lot back in the day, so I know how to use it. So I stuck it in there. And the percentage on that is 3%. So it's kind of high, but it's not really high. It's just high for this recipe. The reason it's higher end of all the ingredients is because it's not a very strong flavor. It's strong enough to be an apple pie, but it's not complete at all. So it does need help from all over the place. However, I find that the type of apple it has in it is soft, just like the apple filling is, but it's a different apple. It's not like a red or a Macintosh apple. I like the apple pie of TFA. I use Fuji apple to accent all my apples, to boost them, but I use that fairly low. Well, not really. It's average. 1% is average for Fuji apple. It shows up in your face. But with the apple pie and the apple filling, those two knock it down a notch so that it's not it's not the typical Fuji apple that you usually get if you use it as a main note. The apple filling does a good job at jamming it up. Caramel FA, because, I love my caramel flavor art. It's either that or it's going to be flavor art butterscotch. But I didn't want to do butterscotch because I didn't want to cream it up too much. I wanted to let the apple filling do the jammy notes, like the glaze inside of it.
Yeah, you want the texture of the filling to show up, right?
Yeah. Pie crust. Let's talk about pie crust.
Let's talk about pie crust.
So I love pie crust. Don't tell anybody. But I do
love it too.
It's TFA pie crust. It's buttery. It's good. It's yummy. And I don't use it often because it's loaded with DAP. So I can't vape it too often. I don't know if you guys heard me cough just a minute ago. I don't wheeze like Jennifer does, but instead I cough. So, but it's so delicious. So if I'm going to make an apple pie, of course I'm going to add some pie crust because I want that nice buttery, flaky flavor in there. It's good.
Like of all the pie crust type flavors I've tried, that one I think is the most like texture wise, like flaky.
It's old school and just simply well done. That's just all there is to it. Sepola. Why did I use Sepola? Because it's got the fried outer layer. And I wasn't sure if this picture was a fried fritter or a baked fritter, or if it was a pie of some sort. So that's why it's apple surprise pie, because I was looking at the picture and I was like, well, it's too light to be fried, but it's not actually a pie. And if I stuck that in the oven, it would be soggy. So it's got to be fried, y'all. So
that's real Southern. When in doubt, just fry it on up. Add some butter.
You had to fry it.
I mean, that's the smallest amount of Sepola I've ever seen anyone use.
Because it doesn't, I didn't want to taste the donut. I didn't want
You didn't want it to be donut. You just want it to be fried. I like that. I'm going to have to try that.
I didn't want the squishiness that Sepola brings or the airiness that it brings with their donut. I didn't want any of that. I just wanted to.
That you got going on. Absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that layer of, I threw it in a frying pan or in a deep fryer and just zipped it for a minute and took it back out.
Nice.
So that's it.
That's
my recipe.
Man, I'm gonna have to mix everyone.
Solid. It's solid. It's really good. It's not my kind of vape, but it's really good. It's tasty, if I do say so myself.
It looks it, and you all are making me rethink my recipe.
Well, I didn't add any. I didn't add any red, so there's no cherries in here.
There's no red or cranberries or.
There's no cranberries. And I thought about doing the apple cranberry thing, and then I was like, nah, that's gonna ruin it. I want to go classic, but not really classic with a question mark. That's what I did. I did classic with a question mark. What is this? It's definitely an apple pie. Like, you can definitely be like, oh yeah, this is really good apple pie. And then you're like, but is it fried or is it baked?
Nice. Well, thank you for sharing. It looks great.
Looks good. Looks really good.
No questions? You don't think I went high on anything? Too low? What do you guys think? Look at the numbers.
I'm looking and it looks good. Like there's nothing I can pick on. Like
I'm waiting because when I wasn't here, you guys picked on me hardcore. I watched it. When I got back to work, I watched those shows. And you guys are like,
watch it.
When you guys are talking about,
gave us a recipe we could pick on.
Yeah, I sure did.
Who's with a recipe this week? There's nothing to pick on.
I gave you guys some MTL recipes, and you guys were like, "Is this for MTL? It's got to be for MTL." I was laughing my ass off. I was like, "Yep, they got it. They understood." And Jarvis, you were hilarious the way you were like, "Yeah, well, I don't know. She likes weird stuff." All right, I think drum roll. We're gonna move to Rin since you guys have no questions for me.
All right, let's see what Rin's got.
It's gotta be me. All right, I will preface this by saying that I don't like pie. I know that's like blasphemy, but I don't like it. And I also don't like rhubarb. So this one was particularly difficult for me. I made about 6-7 different versions. First half was like a rhubarb, strawberry. I think most of them were strawberry, if not all of them, because that's the type of rhubarb pie I had at one point. It's the only rhubarb I've ever had, was a strawberry rhubarb pie. I didn't like the way any of those came out. And Inawera rhubarb is awful, like absolutely horrid.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's just so just green and vegetal.
It's disgusting. So
as potent F, like you can't like just put a pinch of it in.
No, you cannot.
Like 0.25% or 0.1%. It's the main note. Away from it.
If you put a pinch, it pinches back.
Back, and I pinched it in the garbage. So yeah, Leilani was nice enough to send me extra rhubarbs, but I didn't have time to mess with them, to be honest. Plus, I had already found this one by that time, so I just like, this is good enough. So I honestly was just over it. I know it sounds so appealing, right? It's not bad considering what it is. I don't know that it's rhubarb because I only had it once and I don't really remember what it tastes like. Just that I didn't like it. So it has like a little bit of the apple filling in there. I didn't want to make that too much because I wanted it to be like rhubarb centered, but I don't know if I achieved that. I mean, there's another fruit besides apple that I'm tasting, but I don't know if it's rhubarb. It's just like a vague unknown fruit. So I don't know. Basically, I just took a recipe online for a rhubarb apple pie. That's why like the orange is in there, because that's what they used in the recipe. And I thought it might enhance, it's like citrus tends to enhance certain notes in like a pie, like you see lemon used a lot. So I used orange. It just so happens that they're all Flavora. It wasn't really necessarily intentional. I just kind of wanted to see what it would be like, and it turned out to be the best one in my opinion. But I can't really describe it. It's just like vaguely, it's like got a hint of the apple filling and a little bit of the cinnamon. And then there's like another fruit that I would imagine the rhubarb is. But I don't know. It's just a pie, I guess. Yeah.
Is it good? Do you like it?
It's not terrible. I wouldn't say that I like it, though. It's not something I would vape of my own volition.
You think I would like it?
You might. I don't like bakery vapes. I'm very picky.
Yeah, I noticed there's no crust.
Yeah, no.
All filling, which is fine. And that's, you do what you like, right? It's DIY, you know? So that's
well, I mean, if you look at the picture, it looks like that crust is really thin.
Agreed. I agree. That's why I had.
Yeah, it's like that Pillsbury flaky type of pastry where you like when you bite into it, it sticks to the roof of your mouth, and then all the filling kind of mixes in with everything else, and just pushes it to the side.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%.
Like those little Hostess pies.
Exactly.
It's almost like a cakey crust, but it's not. It's pastry, and it's just kind of dry, but kind of buttery and kind of soft, and it's just weird.
It's the thing that like draws you in.
Yeah, but it's good. It's weird good.
But it looks very thin too.
Yep.
It's a very thin crust.
So Rin was like, bunk it. Let's just eat the filling.
Yeah. Honestly, with the pie, I don't like the crust anyway, so I don't eat the crust. So that's my interpretation of it. I mean, if you look at it, the resolution's not great, so it almost looks like there isn't a crust. So
the crust is giving you the finger anyway, right in the middle.
It flipped me off in the middle, and you know, it is what it is.
Whatever, man. I love the creative use of the orange citrus. It's something I hadn't even thought about, and I bet it works really well.
Yeah, I like to be inspired by actual recipes, and then I try to convert them, especially if I'm unfamiliar with what it's supposed to be. It's like, how do you make something you've never had before? Like, it's almost impossible. So I like to take inspiration from, you know, the actual food. I feel like you said, it can make you go out of your comfort zone or think out of the box as far as like what can enhance what. That's why like Fresh does his like, he has like his book or whatever, like complementary flavors. Things like that can, I don't know, just turn out very interesting. So yeah.
Well, and I like that you didn't use any cinnamon in there. Because
apple filling has cinnamon.
Oh, you did use apple filling.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You used it a lot lower than me.
Like it's just, you know, like it's the perfect amount. Apple filling to me has the perfect amount of cinnamon.
Yeah, I just didn't want to go too high because I didn't want it to turn into just an apple whatever. I wanted the rhubarb to at least to have a standing chance to compete with the other flavors.
Yeah, and how is that flavor rhubarb at 0.5%? Is that a pretty forward, you know, level? Like, is it pretty forward?
Honestly,
is it in the background?
I just threw it in there.
That's how you do. That's how you do, boo boo.
I just threw it in there. I didn't single flavor test it because, quite frankly, the Inawera put me off to all that. So I'm like, you know, F it. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna throw it in there, and we'll see if it's good. If it's bad, it'll go in with the rest of them. But I mean, it's not offensive. So I would imagine if it were that offensive, it would still be gross.
Magically, I have all of those ingredients, so I can mix that one. That's why I asked you if you thought I would like it.
Nice.
Well, you can try it and let me know.
I will. I can make that one for sure.
All right, Emily, I think you're the only one that hasn't gone.
Okay. So mine is, you know, creatively named like everyone's. This is mlNikon's apple cranberry cobbler. I went with cranberry because I didn't have any good rhubarb, and cherry is hard to work with, so I kind of tried to make it easy on myself and went with cranberry. And this is a very kind of a minimalistic recipe as well. I'm thinking back, if I can make some changes, I will, and I'll talk about those in a second. But I use 4% Purlum Country Apple because it's just a really good, like a kind of an apple saucy, kind of mushy apple. And then 1% Flavor Cranberry. I mean, that's, if you're going to use cranberry, like that's the one to use, especially in a bakery. It's a little bit deeper than some of the others. You know, it's a little bit, it's just a good full round cranberry. And then I use 6% Liquid Barn Cranberry Cobbler. And Liquid Barn Cranberry Cobbler is really mostly cobbler with a little bit of a brighter cranberry. So it kind of works with the Flavor cranberry to make a more like rounded cranberry. So you've got the bright top notes that Liquid Barn Cranberry Cobbler brings, and then the deeper bassy cranberry notes that Flavor cranberry has. But I really wanted the bread note. The bakery note of cranberry cobbler is really good. It's got a little bit of cinnamon. It's like you can almost taste it's crumbly. Like it's a really good cobbler flavor. And then I wanted to add a little bit more cinnamon and a little bit more bakery. So I went with 1% Wonder Flavors deep fried pastry dough, which is it's kind of like it's kind of donutty, but it's fluffy like a donut. It doesn't have like the yeastiness like some of the other donut stuff, but it's kind of fluffy, and it's got like I said, a little bit of that cinnamon. Now, that being said, if I thinking about it today, seeing all your guys' recipes, I would make changes, and this is what I would do. I would take out the deep fried pastry dough and put in Health Cabin egg roll. And then to replace the cinnamon that I lost by taking out the deep fried pastry dough, I would add some Flavora apple filling. But this recipe as it is good. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not the best recipe I've ever made, but it is good. It's tasty.
It looks good. I never heard of cranberry cobbler liquid barn. What's the single flavor usage like percentage for that? Because it's 6%.
I think like 8% probably. It's most liquid barn flavors are pretty on the weaker side.
Right.
So I've used it at 8% single flavor and no off notes. It was fine. So I think 8-10%.
Is that cobbler in the cranberry cobbler? It's not yeasty, is it? It's like that nice.
No, it's like crumbly.
Buttery.
Yes, it's a good cobbler. So if you can work around with cranberry in it, it's a great flavor. But you have to use something that you want cranberry with, because the cranberry with it is a bright, tart, like top heavy cranberry. Like they
I find that cranberry and apples go together. So cranberries, apples, pears, all that goes together.
And this country apple pear, I've seen it twice already with Jen's and yours. Is it that bomb? And there was a man, what was his name? In our MIXINVIXENS Facebook hour. I said hour. In the MIXINVIXENS Facebook page.
It's ours.
It's ours.
Yes, ours. He had posted his recipe. I think he had country apple pure.
Yeah, it's good.
Is it that good? Is it that bomb?
It's like kind of like a cooked apple, or like an applesauce apple. Like it's good. I like it.
Oh,
like those big apples.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Is there anything else you would change about this, Emily? Or is that it?
Just the apple filling and the egg roll are just the two things. Yeah.
Okay. I like the way this looks. I gotta get that liquid barn.
Yeah, it's a good flavor. I mean, if you're already using cranberry and you want cobbler, it's a good cobbler.
The cranberry can't get like muddled in it.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't really messed with it with anything else. I've only single flavor tested it and then used it in this. So I need to work with it to see if I can cover up the cranberry, or work with it. Maybe like if I add strawberry, maybe it can kind of blend in with it or something like that. So I haven't tested it enough, but it's good. But it's weird because the cranberry in cranberry cobbler doesn't taste like it belongs in with the flavor of cranberry cobbler, because it's not like a deep baked soft cranberry. It's like a bright tart cranberry. So it's strange, but the cobbler base is really good.
Okay. I'm interested. I'm gonna get some of these flavors.
I know every single
close your ears.
Rin, shut up! I need to buy something.
No, she's always blaming us for her flavor problem, but let me tell you,
it is. Shut up, Rin.
200 flavors later.
I never leave an episode without having 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 sometimes flavors added to my wish list.
I know, my goodness. Now it's apple pie filling I need. I need to get this country apple, this cranberry cobbler. I think I have most of the stuff in Jen's mix, Jen W's mix. And then Rin, you're on your own. You got all them darn Flavora flavors I need to get. How's that orange citrus, that citrus orange?
It's good.
Is it blossomy or is it like nice, ripe, citrusy orange? Like juicy.
I don't know. I mean, it's an orange. It's just, it's not
Like it's
cleanser.
orange.
I mean, it doesn't taste like a cleanser because that's the issue I have with orange.
Yeah.
That it tastes very, like, people get that with lemon. I get it with orange really bad, where it just like tastes like orange glow or whatever it's called. And it doesn't taste like orange glow.
What? That's a plus.
I'm sold then. I'm sold. Okay. Let's do this.
What are the main corporates for you for that orange glow? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. It makes things very shiny.
I'm talking about which flavors are the worst for orange glow.
Oh,
I don't want to know how shiny it goes. I don't even own orange glow, but I understood what you were saying.
Inawera orange is really bad for me. Flavor Art orange isn't bad, but it tastes very artificial to me, like an orange flavored candy. But Inawera orange, I think, was the worst.
Okay.
And maybe TFA, but I think it's been too long. But my go-to oranges are one-on-one orange juice is very good. But that's like an orange juice. It's a little bit more watered down. And then the orange citrus is a little bit more bold of an orange. But generally, I'll usually pair it with a blood orange if that's like my main note is orange. So it tends to kind of calm it down a little bit, make it a little bit bitter.
Right.
But orange is not something I vape that much anyway.
Probably like me with apples.
Is that a question?
No. That was just a statement.
Oh, it just got quiet. I'm like, I didn't hear a question.
Yeah, it's that awkward silence that, happens towards the end of the show sometimes.
I'm reading everybody's recipes. Like I'm looking down your list, and like, what am I missing? What do I need to buy? I need to get that darn pastry zest for Jen Jarvis's. How is that? Is it like lemony?
I thought I gave you some.
No, you didn't, Ren.
Let me look.
I think you gave me some, Ren.
Oh, I know I gave it.
Betrayal.
Hey, we did one flavor. It was just one.
It's like it's got a hint of a almost cinnamon sugar kind of note to it, but it doesn't when you actually vape it. So it's kind of those notes blend into it, so it tastes like the sugar glazed pastry crust.
And what's that one again?
It's the pastry zest. It's got a little bit of spice there, but it's not super prominent when you vape it.
Emily, do you find that it has an orange, lemony note to it? Because I smell a little bit of lemon in it. It
does have a little bit of like a nondescript
like a brightness
to it. Yeah.
A little astringent.
Like the sweetness is citrusy. Like not that it has a citrus note. It's just like the sweetness is from a citrus. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's really good. And it's great when you want to lighten up, if you're doing a bakery, but you want to lighten it up at the same time because of that citrusy sweetness that comes with. So it's a good flavor.
It just lacks a lot of the crusty notes. That's why I had to put the pie crust in there with it, because it's like the glaze on the pie crust, not necessarily the pie crust.
Exactly, yeah. It's just like an additive to a pie crust.
Interesting.
You could add it to Zeppola too.
Mm-hmm. It tastes a little powdery to me.
Yeah.
But I like it.
That's why when I decided to do, like if I was going to make changes, I said I wanted to switch out the deep fried pastry dough for the Health Cabin egg roll, because a lot of your recipes had like a powdered sugar type element to it. And I got to thinking like that would be really good. And so that's why I thought, okay, egg roll would be my take on it because it's thin. The picture looked like a thinner crust. So.
I'm not gonna front this whole picture was complicated. I didn't know what I want people to like taste first when they bit into it. It was looking at it. Jen W said it looked like eggs. I was like, ooh, eggs. No.
Well, and the white parts look like pears. I was like so confused with this picture, but I was going with it. People said apple, and I was going with apple. I was like, okay, we're gonna go with apple because that's safe.
And maybe maybe next week's picture will be a little bit easier. Should we tease that? Should we
Yeah,
show
I think so.
to
Yeah.
the viewers? That's there's no denying what this is, and I'm really excited for it.
Or not.
Yeah.
Are you
You'll
there?
have to wait till next week.
No.
It will be a surprise.
We're working on it.
Maybe he didn't have it ready.
Darn it, Friction! Wake up!
We show it almost not every week, but a lot of times. Come on. Anticipate our needs, Friction.
We are women. We're graceful and delicate. We don't have time to be yelling at you, Friction.
I'm so glad you're back, Leilani.
Oh, good to be back. Oh, okay. So where are we at?
Okay.
We're at 7:07. What else do we need to talk about? Vape drama?
Do we have any of that? I need some catch up. What's going on with vape drama?
Vape drama is that darn FA candy jammy wizard that hasn't come out yet, and you can only get it in Europe. I don't need that drama. Supposedly,
It's coming. It's supposed to be coming.
Travis, when?
Soon.
Hashtag 2 weeks.
Hashtag a month.
Wait. Our favorite saying at work is 3 to 10.
3 to 10. What? 3 to 10 years?
Yeah.
This ain't jail.
Days, weeks, months, years, who knows? 3 to 10.
It's like of all the new flavors, it's the one that gets talked about. That's been getting talked about the most.
Because it's the one you can't get.
Because it's the one you can't get.
And that worries me a little bit because, the last time that there was a flavor that we couldn't get, then people didn't like it. They're like, the anticipation can kill you, but the flavor is actually good. So I hope
Concrete reviewed them, right? Because Ren had sent me a link, and I was like, ooh, huh?
I don't think he could get Candy Wizard either. I think he did.
No, he didn't. But he reviewed all the other ones, and he was like, they're lackluster. Da, da, da. And I'm like, oh, I got to try these then. Because I was like, I bought a 30 mil. What the mess? That's okay, though. I'm going to try it anyway. But
the dragon fruit.
Candy Wizard, dragon fruit's really good too. And the Candy
You like
Wizard,
that one.
so little bit of it, I find that you don't need but 0.05 to 0.10 max to make something come through. It's going to be more of an enhancer than anything else. So don't go out buying a huge bottle because you're going to have it forever.
Yeah, I'm using it up at 1%. So
What?
that's how different we are.
Oh my God.
0.25 to 0.5 is kind of gummy candy-ish. And then up at 1%, it kind of, when you go higher, it pushes it more into a hard candy, slightly floral note, kind of like Flavor West's hard candy. So if you don't want it that floral, don't push it too far, but you can go as low as like 1 drop in a 30 ml and you're going to taste it.
And you're going to taste it. Yeah.
But,
and that's what I find. But when I pushed it too high, those floral notes are in your face floral.
It took 2 weeks to steep.
Then again, I have not tasted it since I mixed it 3 weeks ago. So maybe I need to go do that.
I did it with the dragon fruit and I did it up at about 0.75%. And I put some other fruit flavors in, and it is straight up candy. And it's not floral. It's not crazy. It's actually, yeah. The dragon fruit is really nice. It's probably one of the best dragon fruits so far. That's not too floral, but not bland like TFAs. It's got dragon fruit notes to it. It's somewhere between TFAs and probably Capellas with a hint of Flavor West. But Flavora's dragon fruit. It's got a little bit more of the, I don't know, it's like
I don't know. I find it very real.
Yeah, it is real. It seems very realistic to me more than the other ones have.
Does it have a good amount of body?
But it's sweet. Yeah, it's nice to me. I like it. It's probably now my favorite dragon fruit.
Yeah,
although I'd still use TFAs for wetness. That's still a.
I actually mixed it too.
Yeah, I use TFAs for like emulsion, and then I was using Inueras for like the dragon fruit flavor. But I did pick up some FA. I just haven't messed with it yet. So that may be my new dragon fruit flavor.
And try it a standalone if you have it, try it standalone at 2% to start. Don't start it at the normal low percent that you would think from Flavor Art, because this one comes through. It has different notes from being an accent to being a flavor, and I'd say 2% is a good place to taste it all the way through.
Okay. Oh, our picture is up.
Yeah,
I can see it. So go ahead, Emily.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna, as you guys can see, it's a peach cobbler, and I'm giving myself the homework of at least one of my versions. I'm gonna try to use liquid barn cranberry cobbler and just lean into it, throw the peaches at it, and see what happens. Because
I get to use TFA pie crust again.
What's that?
I get to use TFA pie crust again.
Yep.
I see peach cobbler, but I also see other tropical fruits of the same type.
It could be mango cobbler. Or,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not necessarily peach. It can be whatever you want. That's
I
the beauty of this picture.
Yeah, but it's got a nice thick crust. I like that.
Oh, there's
some in there.
sandwich. What?
You know what it's missing? It's missing the scoop of ice cream on top.
Heck yes, it is.
Yep.
Mm.
You've never had peach cobbler?
I don't think so.
Oh, you need to go get some because it's delicious. For science. For
It's
reference.
not. It's not super popular in Ohio. It's more of like a southern thing. I don't know that I'll be able to
I'm
find
from
it.
Ohio, and I've had peach cobbler. Go to a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
Oh, Cracker Barrel. That's true.
yeah. Cracker Barrels will have them.
Yeah,
Mm.
they should have it. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it for today.
I think
you're
so.
right. We did good. We did good. All the recipes to me look good.
Yeah, it was a good week.
It was because it was creative. We had to really be creatively simple, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's Rin like
The shade.
Remember the
The
whole
shade of
sign
it all.
out thing. If you think that you can do better than us, please try and do hashtag MIXINVIXENS at the end of it as your title, so that we can check them out and see what you're doing. What else?
These are all under our own profile this time, right? Under the group.
The group. These should all be. They will. If they're not, they will be soon. All under the MIXINVIXENS, all the flavors account.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they are.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Good.
there was one person who tried this recipe before, like who tried to make it, and I was missing some of the flavors already. But somebody had already tried and submitted it. If I can somehow steal my husband's wallet and order online, I'm going to try to make your recipe.
Nice.
I stole my husband's wallet and I went shopping on Prime Day, so I don't think
I was trying to. But he got that glued to his butt cheeks.
again. I think I'm in trouble. Actually, I just logged into his Prime.
Sugar. The end of you, Jen.
One day, I'm not going to show up, and you guys are going to see me in chat. And if you wonder what happened, I overspent.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're done.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Have a great week, guys.
Have a great week, guys.